Hi, I'm Jolene Montgomery, and I want to cover a little bit about collection and headset because to me they go hand in hand. I don't think I can talk about one without the other. First off, when you're talking about headset, I think there's a couple of different ways to break them at the pole, break them down, and some people don't want to at all, and that's fine, whatever works for you. To me, one of the biggest reasons I do break them at the pole is because I don't personally know how to get them collected without breaking at the pole, unless the horse is already naturally collected, and if they are, that's wonderful. But it's a great tool on and off the pattern. Okay, first of all, there's a pretty big difference between breaking at the pole and breaking at the wither. And myself, I actually kind of just realized the difference maybe only 5 or 6 years ago. But now that I've kind of figured out there's a difference, it's helped me a lot. Okay, when they're breaking from the wither, that'll bring their whole neck down, head, neck, everything. Get them down here. Okay, when you have a high-headed horse whose neck naturally comes up high, this could be very useful to get their front end down, keep them from climbing, and that's where it applies to barrel racing. Leaving a barrel, especially if you have a high-headed, high-shouldered horse, if you can teach them to break from the wither and get their head, neck, everything down, that'll keep them on the ground, leaving the barrels, keep them from climbing, let them run out smoother and faster. Okay, this horse in particular is not high-headed, so I only ask him to break at the pole. And a lot of times to do that, that's why you'll see me riding around with my hands up. I don't want him to break over anymore at the wither because he's already fairly low-headed, and when you do break them over from the wither back, a lot of times that makes their shoulders heavy and it's harder to get them to pick up and move over. He's not going to be a very good patient at a walk, so I'm going to show you more to trot. And I'm squeezing from behind, got my hands up, just pushing a little bit with my legs, a little bit with my seat, and asking him to move forward. And as you can see, just working on the head also gets him very collected. And to me, another big thing about collection and the reason for doing it is for speed control, especially speed transitions. I want to be able to, with my 4-year-olds, and this takes a while to teach, that's why I didn't show you anything on my 2-year-old, be trotting along here just free, long trot, and be able to gather up my reins and push and ask him to collect instead of stopping. Nowhere in the pattern do you stop, so I don't stop him a lot. But I can get him into a long trot and then close my hands and my legs and transition down nice and collected. Easy, buddy, getting a little wound up. Anyway, you can go from a fairly free-headed long trot, close, gather up, and I can squeeze even more and keep that forward momentum, that big move, but nice and collected, even at a trot. Onto a lope, same thing. You can use it to control the length of their stride, which is very, very important when you're approaching a barrel. Hunter jumpers are awesome at doing this. I'm not great, I'll be honest, but it does help to be able to do it a little bit. Cassie Mallory is the queen at this, I'm sure, from coming from her background. But we can be in just a free, long little lope here. Close your hands, squeeze with your legs a little bit. Control that stride, control that speed. I can shorten his stride. Whoop. Let him lengthen back out, shorten, all at a lope. So instead of teaching him to stop real good, which we don't really use on the pattern, just teach them to get under themselves, and shorten that stride. And this is where they need to be approaching a barrel, gathered up underneath themselves. Just like that. Nope. Little froggy this morning.